I'm sorry to stop you here. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. I know there are a lot of uncomfortable noises in this video. It's just that the mic that I'm using is very difficult to use, actually, as in, I'm probably the stupid one. But we just touched it all the wrong way, and I feel like at some point you really can hear it, the taps on the mic and everything. So it's not very nice for the ears. So I really want to apologize. Enjoy the video still. Please bear with me. Hopefully, I'll fix it by I don't know when actually. But yeah, bye bye. Have fun. Hi guys, and welcome to this very, very special episode of the Red Hotline. It's the first one with
Luna. Alicia.
Oh no. Okay, who are you guys? Scream it.
We're your
just
friends.
Flatmates.
Okay. So basically this is done. I'm leaving. Okay, anyways, so I wanted to do something special for Valentine's Day because it's happening like this week. So I wanted to do something special, and I thought that it would be nice to talk about love languages because we're four different people. I feel like we do connect a lot when it comes to love languages, but it's always good to have kind of the point of view of four different people. But my first question is, do you guys have any updates to share, like interesting stuff about your week to share? Because you guys are my my invités, so I want to know, do you have anything interesting to share? You who wants to go first? My week was very, honestly, I can say that my week was very boring. We had so basically I'm with a society about like Middle Eastern and North African people, migrante Latino, and and basically we had this night like with our music and stuff. It was a collaboration with other societies. It didn't go as I wanted it to go, but it was still nice, and they all came, and that was really fun. So I like the fact that they were here. But do you guys have anything to share? I feel like this week was just very calm. Our university's on strike, so there's nothing really happening.
It was a very boring week.
Yeah, maybe we can go through just like the subject of today. So we're gonna talk about love languages, and I feel like we should maybe first give a definition of what love languages is for each other. We can also maybe share what our love languages, like what do we like to do. So I'm just gonna cite a few of like the five of them for you guys to kind of keep them in mind. There is words of affirmation, and this is like verbal compliments. It's basically saying I love you and really making the person feel seen by like your words. Then you also have quality time, which is, I think the title says it's just like spending time with the person, not necessarily like planned time, but just like chilling. Then you have receiving gifts. I didn't think that was a love language, honestly. I feel like it's kind of weird. Like receiving gift is my love language. But, and then you also have acts of services. So that's you doing the gifts or you doing the service. And you also have physical touch. But that one is pretty self-explanatory. So I think I want to start. We're going to go with you, and then we're going to do a circle until me. And we're just going to share like what our love language is and what is a love language for us. Go for it.
Okay, so I think a love language is like a way to show someone you really care about them.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like in between like two lovers. I feel like in between friends, it's also very important. Like, at least to me. And I feel like me personally, I have like different love languages. I think I'm a mix of like kind of everything. But
Like the five?
yeah, except the like receiving gifts.
Yeah.
Because I personally, I do find that like I do understand why maybe that would give someone like affirmation of like why someone would love them.
Yeah.
But when I'm with someone and like something material doesn't really like, it's not necessary to me. I like, just more like
acts of service.
Yeah, exactly. Like or like just just words, or even like physical touch. I really like giving hugs to my friends and everything. So I think that's very important.
And so do you like giving gifts though? Like, is that something that you like? Is that a way for you to share your love?
Yeah, I really like giving gifts, especially yeah. I think like unexpected gifts also is very nice.
That's very, actually a lot of us do that. Just like went back from the store and just A little something. That's nice.
Yeah, I think it's like meaningful, and like I am just like, oh, like it shows that I thought of you guys. So
That's
I
true.
hope you guys also
Enjoy it. Yes,
enjoy
we do.
it.
I think we can all say that we do.
Yay.
We can go to Alicia now.
Alicia, your turn.
Thank you.
I think for me, like a love language, I think pretty much as like Luna said, it's just like for me a way that you express that you care about someone, that you love them, and for me, like something really important about it is like the other person don't like doesn't really need to see it. You know, like sometimes you do like something out of like your love language, and actually the other person don't really know that you're doing it like for this. For example, like I don't know, I'm just giving a random hug. It's like it's for me it's like a way of expressing like my love for you guys, but sometimes it's just like oh random hugs, you know. It doesn't have to be something that's like really visible, let's say. For me, okay, I think as Luna, I can't really like think of like one love language that really like defines me, but I think I really do like yeah physical touch, like I love holding hands with my friends. Like it sounds so lesbian, but I really love like holding hands with my friends. I don't know. It's like I'm taking you on the way, like we're walking together, and like hugging and yeah, hugging. But I also think yeah, like acts of services. Like I really like I don't know. I'm walking in the store and then I'm like, oh, this reminds me of La Miss. So I'm like, oh, let me get it for her if I know that she had a tough day, you know. But sometimes it's tough to do this because in this economy, so I really do think about you guys like a lot, and then I look at the price, I'm like.
With all due
Maybe
respect, with all due respect, I love you very much, but
£3 on the resist.
Yeah.
Okay, very very basic definition. Obviously, like love language is when you express the love you have for someone. Obviously, in some ways, I think my love language is like really different when it comes like depending on people. You guys are gonna be like pretty shocked about this, but I think like when it comes to my family, it's a lot of physical touch. Like obviously like hugs and stuff, and yeah, and yeah, they might be pretty upset about it.
We're gonna comment on that later.
Oopsies. But I think like obviously like it's when it comes to physical touch, it's my family because I've known them for like years, my whole life. So I think it's easier for me like to express my love for people. But when it comes to my friends, it's more like maybe like yeah, giving gifts a lot, and I actually do care a lot about like the gift that I give, because I mean like I'm not really a materialistic person, but like just the fact that, for example, like someone has talked about something, and just like giving to them that thing just without them asking is like such a
So sweet. And I feel like for you, there's also like a lot of like baking. I feel like your way of like giving gifts, it's not only like getting something from the store, but it's like you actually making something. And I feel like that, I don't know if that's a love language for you. Maybe it's just like because you love doing it, but I feel like thinking, I mean, you're forced. Maybe you're forced to wait.
You know what? You want to know the truth? I'm just a big bag, and if I don't share, I might get kicked out of the house.
No, but the thing is, I think for her, why I thought that it was a love language is because most of the time she's gonna think of like making enough for all of us, and I feel like even if you don't think that that's like your love language, I feel like indirectly we feel that as love, like you. And I say like most of the time because sometimes of course you want to keep it for yourself, but most of the time you try to make like so much for everyone, and I feel like that's very sweet of you. And that's like, for me, I take it as a, oh, she cares about me, you know, like she thought of me. Or like or imagine you make a cake and you keep like even a little bit aside. I feel like that's like still thinking about the person. Okay.
what's your definition?
For me, okay, honestly, when I first thought of love language, I saw it as like relationship, like as in boyfriend and girlfriend. I never thought of it as in like a relationship. I don't know why, until like since you guys actually talked about it, I was like, oh yeah, actually it's not only about like being in a relationship. I feel like it was so natural. It's so natural in the friend group, especially when we're as comfortable as we are now, that I didn't really think about it because it was just like, yeah, natural. But yeah, as you guys said, it's just things in general. It can be words, acts, whatever, actions that will show the person that you care about them, that you love them, that you listen to them also, that you not even love them, like you listen to them and you actually like care about what they say. Because sometimes we were like kind of silent, but then 3 months later we just pull up with the thing that you've talked about. So I think like that's really nice. I feel like for me, it really depends. I know that I really love buying stuff for people. Like I really love getting, yeah, just getting stuff for people. Like I don't know, snacks, especially snacks or things like that. Um, when I like when the bursary just came, I know that I like to buy things or like keep it in mind. Or also, most of the time for birthdays, we do like separate like common gifts for a person, and I really love like thinking about the gift that I'm gonna get, like putting myself in the place of the person and being like, okay, if I was you, what would I want? And that's how I like got the idea of the pop, like you in a pop version and all of that. I just feel like so happy when I see the reaction. Then I know that I kind of have the, like before with my parents, I didn't have the, how do you say that? The reflex. Do you say reflex in English? Do you see it? This I don't know. Well, I didn't have the thing of like
The reflex.
as the reflex. Sorry, the reflex actually, the reflex of telling my parents I loved. Like we didn't tell each other that we loved each other that much, but at some point after like I guess I don't know, life happened, and now like we tell each other that we love each other so much, and I feel like that's special, especially with my dad, because I feel like with moms we have this kind of like sweetness, but with dads it's like very strict sometimes, and I feel like it's yeah, that's a big thing for me to like really say I love you when we hang up, or also saying goodnight when like we sleep in the same place, obviously, because we're flatmates, just that. And we do say goodnight to each other, and we give like each other a little hug, a little kiss before going to sleep. And I feel like that's also a way of me like showing you my love, because I feel like once like first of all that's really sweet. Like I don't know, I feel happy when I do it, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm like, yeah, I told my friends to like good night. And also like I know this is weird, but in like in my in my religion, before you go to sleep, like you never have to go to sleep mad at the other person, because you never know what happens during the night. And so I feel like going and telling the person like good night and that you love them is like it makes me feel better, because that's the last interaction that we have with the person. And so like if anything happens, they know that I love them. Um so yeah, that's one thing. Then what do you guys like to receive? As in, do you like receiving gifts? Do you feel uncomfortable? Do you like being hugged? Like what is it? For me, I think I would say that I love all love languages. Like I mean, I feel like I just love receiving love in general. So when it comes to words of affirmation, it became very important for me, I feel like, to know that we're friends. It's weird, but to know that you care about me through words. So like if you say that you love me, if you say that, I don't know, like good morning, all that stuff. Like I know it's very basic for some people, but like especially when we see each other, or I don't know, it feels very important. Then when it comes to quality time, it doesn't matter what it is, 'cause sometimes we just like chit, like naps, for instance, taking naps together. I feel like that's so nice. Receiving gifts, I'm cringed out, but I know that I love it. Like I'm just like, oh my god, you're so cringe. Why would you do that? But then I know that I love it, and like that's why I have so many things around. Like most of the things are gifts, or also on my desk. I just love that. And acts of service, I think I like doing things for people. Like that's why maybe sometimes like when there's dishes, maybe sometimes clean a little bit or things like that, or I don't know, stuff like this. I think it's very nice, because the person doesn't need you to be like, oh, I'm so tired, like I'm really lazy to clean my dishes. Like you kind of feel it from like their body language and everything. And physical touch depends, like when I'm pissed, I'm just gonna, like everyone when they're pissed, they don't really want to be hugged and stuff. But personally, I don't really like it when I'm mad. But I mean, actually, when you think about it, it is sweet when like you're in a bad mood and your friends are just like want to really make you happy and they hug you and stuff. So I would say that I love receiving all type of love, no matter the shape. I love it. What about you?
Yeah, I also agree. I think like since everyone has a different way of giving love, I accept like all sorts of love, but I feel like for me, I feel like maybe like words of affirmation and quality time are the most important. Like it's gonna be weird when I say it, but like when you tell me that you love me, like it reassures me because I'm just like sometimes I'm just like, what if they hate me, you know? But I know you guys don't hate me, but you know,
No, but it's like, I feel like
it's
it's human. It's human that you think that the people around you, like,
yeah.
also trust issues, you know. So I feel like it's normal to believe that people hate you sometimes. You know, it's just being human. A lot of people, like, I've heard so many people being like, you know, I just sometimes I question myself, like, am I a good person? Like, if I was a good person, why if I'm a good person, why are you guys friends with me? Anyways.
Yeah. And I think like quality time, we spend a lot of time together. And I think that's what makes our friendship special because we literally do the most random stuff together. Like one day I was craving lychees and we went on a random side quest to Tesco's to go grab lychees, which we didn't even find. They weren't even there. They lied. It was on their website. We looked at their website. So they weren't there.
But I just like to add a comment on that. I feel like you are so right on this point because when I talk to other like to other people and other friend groups, because in our in our class, let's say, we're very divided in groups, and I've kind of talked to a lot of groups in there, and I feel like it's not like most of them don't live like together. They kind of really separated because they know that maybe sometimes they're gonna be mad at each other or like they're gonna, I don't know. But didn't like our lives kind of revolve around each other, as in we're gonna most of the time have lunch and dinners together, and when we're going grocery shopping we go together as a little trip, or like for everything, even to clean our clothes we kind of go together, literally everything, walks, everything, sleeping to, I mean, anyways, you got it, everything. And yeah, I feel like it gave us that special bond, like kind of family-ish bond, which is very different from other groups. Like it's every time I talk about like our relationship to other groups, like, oh wow, you guys are that close. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we kind of like act like a little family. Like we do so like I said we do like the most random shit together. But like so yeah. So I feel like for me, I feel like either way, as long as I receive like some sort of love, I still feel seen, you know? And I know like different people express it in different ways. And so that's why I can't really be mad at you for not expressing it in the way I want because I know you're still making efforts. And I still feel like it's also very meaningful when like you know that someone's love language, for example, isn't physical touch, but then they do actually give you physical touch. So yeah, I appreciate it when other people make efforts to like also make me feel seen and loved. So yeah, your turn.
Thank you. Okay, I think for me, like as a whole, I agree with the fact that like I like every love language, but like for me, what it sounds kind of selfish, but I still feel like it's really important, like that I receive it in the way that I really like it. You know, I personally like really, I think I really enjoy like quality time, words of affection, and um quality time, words of affection, and physical touch. I'd say, and like I really like physical touch. You know, and like I know this one time when I was kind of drunk, like I kind of cried to Onita because I was like, "Wait, why don't you hug me?" And it's like it's so selfish because like I know because I know she loves me, you know. Oh, I think
The context is that it was the beginning of the
Yeah.
year, Loki. So she was not that. I mean, she was comfortable with us, but like not so comfortable to come and like hug you and stuff. You know, like she would hug us, but
Yeah.
24/7, and she needs
I
a lot
love
of hugs. Yeah,
I
she
freaking
needs
love hugs. Like I
every
don't
day,
know.
if she
Like
can
I
do
don't know
herself.
if I see her like in the kitchen, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, "The miss," and I come
Yeah.
for a hug, you know.
And
Like
so
yeah.
it was the beginning of the year, so it's not like she was
Yeah,
the
no,
bad guy in
it's
there. It was
it's
just like,
absolutely not hurtful. Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
need to work on this like a little bit, but for me, I still feel like it's a really like important aspect because it also shows me like you're making the efforts to like make me feel like seen and loved, you know, like, which I know you are, you know, but also like I think I also have like kind of different like love language, like what I love depending on like who I am with. Like I really make this difference, especially in like physical touch between like friendship and like relationship. Like in relationship, I like physical touch, but like to an extent. Like for example, if we're in public, like I don't really like public display of affection, right? If like I'm with you guys, I'll like I see you guys in the street, I'll jump to you, like I'll hug you so much, you know. But like if it's in a relationship, I don't like it that much. Like it kind of cringes me out.
Yeah. When it comes to family,
Yeah.
like cousins and stuff.
I think it depends on like with who, like with my family, like close family, like my parents, my brother. Okay, I'm in a really like typical Asian household, so like they don't say like I just don't think that I ever heard my parents say like I love you or like hug me, you know. I think they heard me like once maybe. Anyway, but it's like this I don't really care. Like for example, if I don't receive like a hug or I love you from them, I won't like feel bad, you know, because like I'm used to it, and it's like I just know it's not our love language. So it just, context really don't matter.
Do you think it's more like actions than like?
Yeah, it's
you ever
more
think of,
actions.
like, oh, you're mad, but then your parents are
Yeah.
looking at you like.
They actually cut fruits, but all like
My parents
for
do the
example,
same.
they won't say they're really stubborn. They'll never say I love you,
Yeah.
but my dad he'll wake up at 6 when he slept at 3 just to drive me to Lily, you know. Like every time I come back and go to like England, they always come and pick me up. Yeah.
That's actually so sweet.
In terms of receiving like love language, I'm not sure if I have like a favorite love language. Maybe like it would be words of affection and actions, you know, when you do things like not especially like giving a gift or anything, but just like doing something to just like make me feel better. And um you may have guessed, but I'm not really someone who's into physical touch and stuff. I think like I know why, because of this friendship I have a lot I had a lot of introspections about me and about the way I was like giving like affection to others. And I think it's because like obviously like I grew up with my family like until I was 17, and when I moved here I came like I come from a family that doesn't like say I love you or give hugs. Obviously my parents show me affection but in their own way. And
What
when
are
you
those ways? Like, are they also like actions?
actions like talking
Some-
my dad does sometimes, but like yeah, but like yeah, so yeah, it's a lot of like actions, and sometimes obviously they talk to me if even like if they're not the best at it. It took me a lot of time to understand that, you know, my parents still
Yeah.
love me, and it's really complicated to like accept it, especially like when I'm sad. My parents won't be the type to tell me like I love you or anything, but they will try to do anything to make me feel better, and
Yeah.
that's amazing. So obviously like I think like no, it's not I think, it's I'm sure that I come from a family that's really like pudic
Yeah.
when it comes to their emotions. So obviously like that's what I'm used to. And when you go from this to a friend group that say I love you every day, that gives hugs, I was like, okay, that took me a lot of time. And obviously I think when Alicia said, because like okay, Alicia literally, okay, let me explain what happened. Little context. I was like in my room chilling, and someone comes at me and says, "Oh, Alicia is crying."
No. Because at first, we were in the kitchen, and
Yeah.
she was sending you voice messages.
No,
I
she
don't
came. No, okay, wait.
There
Okay, I remember. Okay, I remember. Okay, so basically, we drank a little bit. It was in our old house. So it was my house, Ornella, Bea, and Chamil. And so at that point, Chamil and Alicia were still dating. We're
not dating anymore, guys.
We're dating. Like they already had started dating, and I remember like she drank and she was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna go like rest in Chamil's room," and so she went. No, yes, but after like 10 minutes after, she comes down and she says like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to my room. I need to sleep," and then crying while like she had tears in her eyes. Like I remember she came out down to the kitchen and she was just like, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna go to sleep. I love you guys so much." I was just like, "I love you guys so much. I'm gonna go to sleep now, okay?" And so she goes. She went to her room, and then that's when she started sending you voice notes. No, okay, now your time.
Okay, I do remember like receiving like one like 1 or 2 minutes long voice message, but I think I was so traumatized by what actually happened that I forgot about the rest. So basically, like I go into Alicia's room, and obviously she's drunk, so like, but like she's like emotionally drunk, like she gets emotional, like really, and like she was crying, and I felt like she was crying about life is hard and stuff. Like there's 1,000 reasons to cry. Why is she crying about?
We're law students, so that's just
Let me finish. There's like many reasons to cry, and she's drunk. The first thing that makes her cry is me.
No, it wasn't in bad word.
Okay, when you say
No,
that,
no,
it's
no,
bad.
no, 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 no. Let me finish. Let me finish. So I was like, I come to her room and I was like, because like I was so confused, like, because Lamis was saying like go to Alicia's room, and I was like, okay, well, what the fuck is going on? And that's what you said. And I went in like Alicia's room, and she was like, why Adela doesn't love me? She never gives me hugs and stuff.
I think she was stuck in her bed already.
She was in her bed. She was in her bed. She was crying like crazy, and I don't think I've ever saw Alicia crying like that. And she was crying about the fact that I don't give hugs that much, don't say I love you and stuff. And I was just like petrified in front of her bed.
Did that actually change something in you though?
That actually, like, I think it's traumatizing me a little.
Really traumatizing.
No, yeah, because like so obviously like I gave Alicia a hug and I was returned to my room, and then I think I sat in my bed for like 15 minutes, just nothing in my brain, just thinking. And then I think that really did something to me, because I obviously like I do love my friends a lot, but obviously I don't want to feel like I don't like them. Yeah, because like it's not that it's not my love language or anything. It's just like I have a lot of issues do that make it complicated for me to express my love for other people. And obviously like I don't want it to affect my friends and my friendship in general. So that made me think a lot of like how I give, like, how I share the fact that I love my friends. So obviously like I did think about it a lot when Alicia wake up the other day, like just smiling and shit, and I was still traumatized.
You're just like,
She was like happy. Yeah, and then
how did you live?
no, yeah, that was special. But I think like that was a good thing. Okay, thank you, Alicia. And that was a good thing, because I think like I had to make a lot of efforts, but I don't regret it, because like that made me come out of my comfort zone. Today it's still complicated. Like it's still hard to say like I love you or give hugs, and sometimes that's not my thing, and sometimes I do find it cringe to, I know it's not a good thing, but I do find it cringe to like share, like, some,
you love us.
yeah, just like having like a kind of a love language. I do find it cringe, but it's just because I'm not used to it. But yeah.
But I do also still feel that you make some effort, so I think that's like more meaningful, because like when, like, for example, I'm feeling down or anything, you're just like, you come and give me a hug, or like I feel like you're more and more comfortable with us giving you hugs than like last year. So I think like when it does happen, like it really shows that you do care, because I do see you making efforts. So that's why I'm just like, I'm very grateful. I love you.
No, do you want to say something?
No, I was just gonna say, like, to add on what Luna said, like, I think in a certain way it makes it like so special when Alne like hugs us, or like it's out of nowhere, like we'd be talking in the kitchen, she'd be like, like this, like come here, like
It makes it even more special.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
because we're like, oh my god, I'm getting an another hug. Like, oh my god, it's so cringe. But like,
Yeah, 100%.
I do feel like I'm en pierre when literally like it feels like a national event when I give someone a hug, and I'm not even doing too much. Like it feels like a national, like literally I go and hug someone because
Sorry.
Oui.
I'm just gonna take a break to charge my laptop.
eh ben alors, c'est pas professionnel.
Si vous voulez faire des trucs.
So I was saying like sometimes I feel like I'm like en pierre because like when I give a
out of stone for the non-French.
made out of stone, yeah, just like because like when I give a hug to someone, it's like a national event, like it's something crazy. Okay, guys, I'm not that mean. Not that. No, it's not being. It just I don't have the exact word, but I'm not that en marbre.
But okay, but I do feel like still, even though like you don't give us like that many hugs, we still have pretty good like hug interactions. And
Just need a lot
yeah,
of hugs. Like,
yeah,
that's
we're just like very physical people. And also, you have different ways of showing it. Like you still do make me feel like you care about me. Like we spend so much time together, and like it just feels natural, you know.
Yeah, it's like sorry, it's just that the fact that you don't hug us that much, and once again, like I feel like for people that need a normal amount of hugs and kisses and stuff, I feel like it's like totally the normal amount that you give out, honestly. And the fact that you do it on special occasions, it's not like, oh, you're made out of rock and you're not. No, it's just like it feels more special because we know that it's kind of a step forward for you, and it's also something like you're kind of out of your comfort zone. I mean, not crazily, but you're still like trying to do efforts to show it more. And I wanted to say that I want to share something. Yeah, it's not even last year, when you weren't so comfortable giving us hugs and stuff, you would still like make us feel loved by other ways. I never felt like, oh, she doesn't love me just because like she doesn't hug me and stuff. Like just yeah, spending time together when we cook together, when like you allow me to try your food and like, oh, that means like do you want to take a bite and stuff like this. Like it's stupid, but it's still like, oh my, she cares about me, even though it's not like literal hugging or even like stupid stuff, just like playing together games or
Just even like teasing each other.
yeah, teasing. That's yeah, we do a lot, and I
Rage baiting.
Yeah, rage baiting. Fine line. Fine line.
there's a fine line here. That's a little trigger word for us. But Alicia, you wanted to say something?
I was gonna say, oh shit, even if you like don't give us like as much hugs as we do, like I feel like on the other side you really put like more efforts on like your other love languages.
Yeah.
Like if we go back on baking, like for example when Luna, she was doing like her 2 weeks, no what was it,
No gluten and non-dairy. Okay.
No gluten,
Context. Medical issues. So I had to try out. It didn't work out. So now I'm back to normal. But yeah.
yeah, for like 2 weeks she was being really annoying, and Onida still like, bro, she started making, we had like, how do you call, what, how is it, like almonds, no it's not almonds, porridge, oats. We had oats, and she started like putting the oats in the blender to make like flour, to make flour.
So that I could
Let me say a little something because like obviously I would have done it without crushing out, but it was so bad, guys. It was so bad. Even like for us, it was bad because like we could eat.
I liked it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
No. I'm not talking about the brownie. I'm talking about Luna's like.
Oh.
Because even for us, it was like.
Okay.
It was.
I had so many. Okay. On my experience on that one, I feel like also, again, I was so thankful to have you guys because I was crashing out every few hours because I could not eat anything. I was literally just soy sauce. I could not season my food. My meat, it was plain. I was just like, that's nasty. I use Maggie sauce and that shit has weed, and so I was just,
Everything has to be like
yeah.
Rice, bro, every single day.
Yeah, it was so bad. And so like during that, like those 2 weeks, like I know you guys made like so many efforts also to like do like so like brownie without like any dairy or gluten, and like yeah, a bunch of you guys did like so many things, and I tried making a Flapjack twice. Okay, it was okay. I hated. I didn't love them. I didn't like them. But POV, I couldn't eat it with chocolate. But so, like, for example, when I made those flapjacks, I found them nasty, and they were just like, "No, don't worry, they're good." And I was just like,
the texture wasn't that good, but like
Yeah.
otherwise it was okay.
But yeah, so that I think that really helped me. It was just like, yeah.
No, but to also like
Yeah.
because
My bad.
bro, my no, don't worry. My example of like on it like love language is really like baking. Even when she's like, "Oh, guys, I'm only gonna bake for myself. I'm gatekeeping." Like, she still gives us a bite. Like we're sitting in the kitchen, she's like, "Whoop, a bite for you. Whoop, a bite for her."
Even if it's annoying. Even if it's annoying. Yeah. We're 7. Everyone gets their bite.
And also like, bro, for example, for the secret, we did a secret Santa, and like she had me as a secret Santa, and she made me like personalized cookie, like a whole new flavor that we never tried before. Like it was like, how do you call it, like red berries and stuff. It was so good, and I had like 4 or 5.
No,
And she spent so long on it. Yeah, no, cause it was but no, cause I was on the baking stuff, right? Like, bro, cause one time like I made a scrapbooking for Shamil, my boyfriend, and I was like, oh, I feel so sad, like I can't have like one for myself, right? And she made a whole scrapbooking like for me with like each month, including month where she wasn't there. Like for example, like we went to like Italy and like Montpellier. She wasn't there, but she included pictures of like just us. You know, it was so sweet.
Is that why you asked me for pictures of Montpellier? Cause bro, she was begging me. She was. I didn't get it, but she was begging me for those pictures. I was like, why do you need them so bad? And I didn't like. I take time to answer, so I was just like, okay, like I'm gonna send them to me. She was like, no, please, like, could you please actually? No, I never got it. I never understood.
No, because I remember also I was sitting like right before, I think it was like a day or the day of, she was sitting in her kitchen with her iPad and she was looking at pictures, and I was just like, what the fuck are you on? Like, where are you looking at pictures? And then I saw that like the night, and I was just like, this is so cute. Any comments?
I'm proud of my gift because I had the best gift.
should be. It is so.
I actually it was it stressed me out for
Yeah.
I stressed it out like because so Alicia did like a scrapbooking for a boyfriend for like it was like the 1 year of anniversary, and I saw like because she kept telling me, oh, I wish I had one, so I was like, okay, that would be the perfect gift, but oh my, we had 1 week to do our gift, and I had to like order stuff.
And but also, bro, she didn't stop there. She gave me like a cinnamon roll pen because I love like cinnamon roll. And also, she gave me like, you know, the celebration chocolates, like a whole pack. You know, I still have some of them.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because like when we had to study, every time we would go to our room, we would steal some snacks. So I feel like
I have a snack drawer.
I had it, but yeah, because like obviously, I said when it comes to gift giving, I feel like
You
I
put
do-
a lot of thought into
yeah,
it.
I do pressure myself a lot because like I love gift giving, and obviously like that's something she will I've never guessed as well, because I don't think like she expected me to do like a scrapbooking in 1 week.
Honestly, I did not expect it as well. Like even like when you ask for pictures and stuff, I truly like never got it. I mean, until now, I didn't get that the pictures were for the scrapbooking, but that's another subject. Anyways, but especially because I feel like maybe it's not like it's not because Alicia does like scrapbooking quite a lot, you know, but like it's not something that I see you doing that much. So I feel like that's why also it was quite surprising. And think about the time that you put into it, you know, you were on the time crunch and we had to do presentations. So
The room was so funny to look at it.
really,
Bro,
Right.
the
It was
same
so
night,
bad.
I went to her room because we're like, our rooms are like next to each other, and you could tell she was in a rush. Like, I stepped into her room, and there's just like cutouts of pictures everywhere on the floor, everywhere. She went to like print, you know, like letters, like cute letters, as like in journals and stuff. Cutouts everywhere. It was so funny, but like it's so sweet.
yeah, that's actually so cute. And okay, so we were talking about like earlier. We said that this, you know, the story about you not giving enough hugs and her, she felt like not in love, but she was like, oh no. So the last question, I feel like the most important questions is, Do you think, and here I'm talking about especially relationships such as like boyfriend and girlfriend, but we can talk about like no like different relationships in general. Do you think that two people with different love languages, and I mean like drastic, one really hates, like really despises love languages, despises like physical touch, and the other one is like their only love language is physical touch. Do you believe that these two people can be compatible, or do you think that two people can be friends when their ways of showing their love or their ways of receiving love are like drastically different? What do you think? I think you can go first.
I think like okay, so we're talking like relationship wise
Honestly,
for
you can maybe on the one hand you can
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
relationship
Okay.
as in boyfriend and girlfriend.
I feel okay. I feel like either for both ways, it's like okay. I feel like it's on different scales because like your boyfriend, I feel like it's like you have a deeper connection maybe, but I do still feel like you can have like two different, very different love languages because, and I think that's maybe what could make it special is the fact that just like if they do like the love language that you like, it's gonna be more meaningful, you know? So like it's nice to share a love language with someone and I feel like that's like very important, but I feel like you can still be with someone who's still very different from you because you can see that they put in the effort if they do put in the effort, you know? And like I feel like with friendship it's like the same, like it shows that your friends really care. So I think that you can still be with someone and not have like the same views. And I feel like, yeah, also it can help you maybe develop to try and understand how the other person like feels. Like if one person, like if the person in front of me really likes, I don't know, like, yeah, like receiving gifts, then I'll pay more attention to that. And yeah, I'll try and adapt myself. So yeah, I think it's not.
Then for you, it's a question of like getting adapted to each other's.
Yeah, because I feel like that's what you do like in love. Like when you're in love with someone, you try and like get the best out of everything. And so even if like I feel like even if you don't love the person, if you like them, you still want to like please them.
Yeah.
And so it shouldn't be a burden for you to do something that they love.
Yep.
So, yeah, so I that's why I don't think.
I think I don't have that much to like add on. Like, I think like first I feel like relationship and like friendship are like two really different things. Like when it comes to giving, love languages. Sorry, like in this scenario, as you said, like two people with like two drastic love languages. Like I feel like of course it's going to be like easier on a friendship scale because like I'm not saying that like friendship is not as demanding as like a relationship, but it's like I don't know. In my head, it's just like easier because like there's just some like standards that you don't put like on a friendship that you put on a relationship, right? But when it comes to relationship, I feel like it's still possible because like at the end of the day, it's all a question of like putting more efforts. Like as Aneta said, like it took her some time, but she put more efforts. And I feel like when you're in a relationship, like everything at the end of the day, it's about like if you're willing to put the efforts in it or not. And like I'm not saying that it's like as Luna said, it shouldn't be like a burden because like if you love someone, then it shouldn't be hard. Like yeah, it's effort, but it's like a good effort. It's not something that should be draining. But yeah, I think it's just all about efforts, and if you love the person, you make the effort. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you want to share with me?
Yeah. But I think when you don't have the same love language, it makes like everything more complicated. But I think like if I think it's a question of maturity. If you're willing to make the effort to you and the other person to like understand each other love, I'm so tired, love languages, and just like make some effort and just like understand like if for example your love language is physical touch, but sometimes like it's not really like the person like isn't really into it. You just have to maybe like find a good like balance. And I think it's about like being mature, listening to each other. But like if you're willing to make it work, if you even if you don't have the same love language, that it will work. That's all.
Okay, so me, I don't know. I feel like yes, it's a question of maturity. Like obviously, a 12-year-old boy or a 12-year-old girl is not gonna make as much efforts as someone that's in their 20s. So yeah, it is about maturity, like how if you want to good feel good in your own body, because like obviously when you're gonna, I mean, maybe that's just being a people pleaser, but when you gotta make your partner feel good or your friends feel good, you're gonna feel good about yourself. So obviously you're gonna try to adapt so everyone, so that way it's like in a good environment in general. Then on the other hand, I feel like it also depends on like the love that you have for the person in front of you. Obviously, if you really love them, I feel like you would go to so many like through so much stuff for you to genuinely like understand their love language and match their not especially match, but like try to do a bit more to make them feel loved in their ways, and vice versa. I feel like they would try also to maybe explain how they feel about that love language and what their love language is. So instead of like just, I mean, obviously it's very important to make like efforts, but also making them like making their love language more understood by the other person, being like, okay, it's not that I hate you, it's just that personally I don't like hugs 24/7, so I love you very deeply, but it's just that I don't really like showing it. And I feel like that's also like important. However, on the other hand, there's also this part of like, I feel like at some point it might clash, in the sense of if you have someone that if you have someone that really really needs to hear, right now I'm thinking about like K dramas or stuff like this where the guy is like very nonchalant, they love their girlfriend, but then she needs to know that she's loved. And at some point I feel like if the person you're with never tells you that they love you, just because that's not their stuff, they didn't grow up this way. And it's also like a thing of like efforts, but if they really try their best to kind of like make you feel loved, but they just can't just like tell you, and you need to be told, I feel like at some point it might clash, and maybe it's going to make you feel very unhappy, because it's good that the person is making the effort in front of you, but are you willing to accept the effort made? Because maybe sometimes it's not enough for you, you know so I have hope and I have faith in like love being shared in that way and making efforts, but maybe at some point it might clash, because even though you make the effort, I don't know if I'm mature enough to understand that even though you love me, like you're not willing. It's a question of like, oh, you love me, but like you cannot do enough, and that's the sense of like maturity. Because if you're mature enough, I'm not talking about myself, because my like personally I understand that some people don't really have the same love language, but some people are very demanding when it comes to like feelings, so it can be hard for them to accept it, and that's where it could clash. What do you think of that?
I feel like either way in a relationship, you have to make concessions at some point. And so, like, that can be in the terms of, like, yeah, the love language that you're receiving. So I feel like even though you wanted that, like, a special love language, well, maybe it's because, like, of the way I am, but I still feel like even though if you don't like necessarily give me like that much time, blah blah blah, and you show me love in other ways, I still accept it because I'm just like, oh, like
Yeah.
it still shows that you love me.
Yeah, I think that like that's just who you are.
Yeah.
You're not like, it's just, yeah, it's nice to receive love,
Mm.
but in the case of like people being very point, like imagine someone that's like in their 40s, imagine someone that's in their 40s, they've lived their lives, they're looking for something like really serious, so they're very like, yeah, demanding in general. What would you say in that case?
I didn't
Like,
understand
oh,
your question.
no, it's like, imagine, okay, because we're young, like we're gonna get like, I don't know, I feel like someone that's much older and that is very like straightforward with their feelings and stuff, and then if you don't match what they're waiting from you, maybe it's gonna be way more difficult for them to keep going. I don't know if you get my point.
But okay, so I feel
Sometimes
like
you just want things to be like it doesn't
yeah.
magically get done instead of like working on it.
I mean, it makes sense, but I mean, I'm at a period in my life where I can still like work on it. So I'm not in a rush to do anything, right? So I don't know how a person in their 40s would feel. But okay, I maybe that's understandable if you feel that way. But like for me, either way, like, first of all, like, communication is very important, because if you feel like you're not receiving enough love, you should tell your partner and be like, oh, like, can you please tell me that you love me more often, or like spend more time with me, because I feel like that's still very important. But I feel like also, when you like love a person, you let things slide more.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. So, like, even though it feels like at some point they love you less, then in another scenario they're gonna give you love, then I feel like it kind of like compensates.
Yeah, I think I saw that especially in our friendship, because some, like, obviously we're gonna have some days where we're like, we feel down, and we're just gonna, oh, maybe like this person, I feel like they didn't do this or that, or like we're just gonna question it. But I feel like even when there are like actions that I don't really like, even though like it's very rare, but even if there's like an action that I don't like, I'm more on the side of like, you know what? Maybe they were also tired, Maybe they were not in the best mood, because 6 days out of seven, no, actually 7 days out of seven, they show me 6, 7, okay. Okay. Yeah, like 7 days out of seven, they show me love and everything. It's not because during 1 minute they like did it differently, that I don't know how to explain this very good. Wait. I would say that since they showed me love so many times and enough times to genuinely make me feel loved, a a little mistake is not something that's gonna hurt me that much, or like make me feel unloved. It can hurt me, like we can talk about it, but it's not gonna make me feel not loved. Even in like I am loved, there's just something that I didn't like, but I am truly loved because there's this thing of showing up, always showing up and always sharing that they love me, for instance. So yeah. Do you want to share something maybe around that?
I'm trying to think, but I can't really think of like one instance where like even if you have two really like different love languages, especially in a relationship, like where it wouldn't work out. Like I feel like it would need to be something like so different. Like for example, you love receiving gifts, and the other person, I don't know, he just doesn't have like the means to like give you gifts like 24/7, especially if you like like really like high standards like kind of gift. I don't know, like buy me Chanel, bro. Like not everyone can buy you Chanel every 2 days. But then I feel like it's not a question of like love languages. I feel like just a question of like standards. So I can't really think of like something where like it just wouldn't work out, because in my head it's just like maybe I'm really optimistic about this, but I just feel like if you put in the efforts, like at the end of the day it's gonna work out. Because like if you love receiving gifts and the other person don't really have the means, like he can give you like small little gift, like I don't know, paper flowers, and if you like the person, you'll be like, oh, he put the efforts in it.
The thing of like, oh, even if you pick a rock, but then you picked it like thinking about me, it's still gonna be very meaningful, because it's like you said something and made you think of me, even if it's like the smallest, most insignificant thing. It's still something that you picked with me in your mind, and I feel like that's very sweet, because I feel like all love languages, it's not about the action itself, it's about just the mean, like the thought of it. It's the thought that counts. It's something that everybody says, but yeah, it is really the thought that count. As long as I know that you did that action because you loved me, uh not like, obviously you're gonna do it to please the other person, but before the pleasing, it's because you love them, and I feel like that's enough to make you feel very important. Do you have anything to share about that?
I think that the I think it kind of like as a link with what I said before, but I think the only reason why it wouldn't work is just because you're not willing to make the effort to like understand the other person. Because like if you're like so like self-centered, and you think that if someone else doesn't fit like the standard of like the love language you want to receive, then that's not gonna work. Obviously, it's not a question of like love language like itself. It's a question about like how like you act, like how you think of it. So yeah.
I agree.
And also, I feel like all like we talk about like the different love languages, but I feel like they still like come all together. Like they're not like all like different features. It's just like a bunch of accumulations, because like at the beginning we all said that like if you show us love, then like there's just like more meaningful ways for us to receive love. But then like also I feel like either way, if you show us like any sign of affection, we'll take it. right? So yeah.
I think I believe that most people truly have like when it comes to receiving, I feel like we have all types of thingy love language because it's like you receive love either ways. You're gonna have some like preferred ones, but I've never met anyone, genuinely anyone, that dislikes one of the love languages. Like really dislikes receive. I mean, I know some people, like in my mind I know that they exist, but like someone that really dislikes receiving gifts and would genuinely like put your gift away and never use it or stuff like this, like at some point I feel like receiving love always feels good for your heart, and no matter what shape it is in. So yeah, do you guys have anything else to add to that? Okay, I think we're done here. um So, do you guys have something to share about, like, I don't know, whatever? Do you want to say a last message, anything, or can I finish? I think I can finish. Okay. So, I think I was very happy to make this episode today with my dear flatmates. I think it's a special. I think it's a special episode because we love languages are really like it's something that is really in our life like 24/7. It's something that is so important because as human beings, if you don't receive love, it's just at some point you really feel bad. That's just 2 plus 2 equals 4. But it's very important, but we don't really sit down and really talk about it that much. It's just that communication, we say that communication is key, but sometimes when it gets to like actually talking about it, it might get harder. So it's important to know the other person, but before, it's important to know ourselves, to because love language is also about ourselves, because you can, if you don't tell yourself that you love yourself, that's going to hurt you, maybe you have to do some words of affirmation to yourself. Anyways, I was very happy to be with my friends today, and I really wish you all a very, very happy Valentine, even if you're happy Valentine's Day, sorry, even if you're single. We're in the same team. We're in the same team. Eh. Anyways, but yeah, I do love everyone very, very much, and I'm so happy to be able to do this with such important people here. And yes, hopefully we're gonna do this more because it was for me, it was very fun. Yeah, it was very nice. Yeah, and it gives us a little bit of rest time in this week. So yeah, anyways, thank you so much for calling me today. Please call me next week or in 2 weeks, maybe, if I'm busy. But anyways, take care of yourself, and yes, bye bye, big kisses from everyone. Bye bye.